Hello world, welcome back to Agile on the Trail. I'm your host Voices, and this is week 18 in review. Hey, so our target plan for this week was to do 121.6 miles and average 17.4 miles a day, thus allowing us to buy back or catch up at least one day from our slightly behind schedule. Well, I'm glad to report that we exceeded that. First and foremost, I did calculate that we were 5 days behind schedule at the start of the week. At the end of the week, we did 8 miles more than we had planned. Actually, 8.2, if you want to be really specific. And averaged 18.54 miles a day. That is our best performing week ever. And we dropped from 5 days behind schedule to 3.5 days behind schedule. So a really great week. And I'm just going to attribute that to the fact that, and this is no slight on anybody, on any of my family members, but me going Ronin and setting my own schedule, setting my own pace, allowed me to have that freedom to really push. The weather has been really nice. It's cool, it's crisp. The only thing that's been a drag this whole week was the bugs, from the gnats to now the mosquitoes. Other than that, we had our best performing week ever on trail. So again, in summary, we exceeded our goal by 8.2 miles. Best performing week ever. And we caught up 1.5 days of our schedule. All right. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the retrospective, which is next. Hello, world. Welcome back to Agile on the Trail. I'm your host, Voices. And this is week 18, retrospect. All right. Well, we crossed 3 states. We finished up New York, went into Connecticut, through Connecticut, and ended the week in Massachusetts. It was also our best performing week, mileage-wise. We even exceeded our plan a little bit. We started off the week with 5 days behind schedule, ended the week 3.5 days behind schedule. And a large part of that goes due to just being Ronin, being able to set my own schedule and really pushing myself to hike these miles, hike all day, 12 plus hours a day. The terrain wasn't extremely difficult, but it wasn't easy either. What was absent is the rocks from Roxavania, New Jersey, and in part New York. Those have been absent. However, there have been more and more steep climbs and steep descents and challenging terrain. The other nice thing is I was able to put in these miles because the weather has been nice. The weather system broke, it's cooler. It's been a very nice hiking weather. The downside for this whole past week is New York and Connecticut. The gnats and some of the mosquitoes are just nasty, swarms and swarms of them. You saw them in the videos. And then for some reason, passing into Massachusetts, gnats are nothing, but mosquitoes are everything. Hold on a second, I got a dog coming up on me. I'll be back with you in a little bit. Hey, you back with me? That wasn't a ferocious dog. The dog was just checking me out. Nice, friendly dog. However, you guys distracted me. I'm blaming you. I started recording this video, the retrospective. I took a wrong turn. I ended up walking And it was very nice, into a well-maintained private pond or lake. And yeah, it looked very scenic, but I realized I'm not seeing a good trail. I'm not seeing the trail markers. It's only 1/10 of a mile off, but that does happen sometimes on the trail. I want to wrap up the retrospective by stating as well, I got into a groove as well on doing these miles this past week. 4 days, beast mode, primal, as Dante would say. Beast mode being, hike the miles, get the miles in. Primal being, camp. Use our tents, camp, stealth if we have to, depending on where we end. And, be dirty, smelly, sweaty hikers for days on end. And it's worked well. And then Nero or zero on the 5th day to resupply, rest, and re-energize. Well, this past week I didn't do a zero. Did a Nero, but I didn't do a zero. I will probably schedule a zero in the next week. So don't look for me to meet or exceed this week's goals, because this 51-year-old body needs a true rest day. All right, that is it for the retrospective. We pushed good miles. When we're alone, we had excellent weather. The absence of pretty much Roxavania. The terrain is getting a little bit more difficult. The weather is getting cooler. And yeah, we're catching up on the days that we fell behind. All right, well, I hope you guys are having a great one. Planning for week 19 up next. Hello world, welcome back to Agileonthetrail. I'm your host, Voices, and this is week 19, planning. All right, so on the docket today is, well, we start off the week 3.5 days behind schedule of the 180-day schedule. That's not bad. I'm still going to summit Mount Katahdin well before the October 15th date. However, I would like to get as much of a buffer as possible. In that regard, this past week, we've absolutely crushed it with an 18-mile plus a day pace. This week, week 19, not so much. Heard something snap behind me. Apparently nothing. Trail life. So this week, we're going to plan a zero because I need a break. And therefore, we're going to lower our expectations to 16.1 miles a day for a total of 112.4 miles this week. If my math is correct, we will still shave off 1 day of our debt. So we start with 3.5, we'll end with 2.5 behind schedule at the end of the week, and still had taken a full zero. And I mean a full zero. No hiking, nothing. That'll be on Wednesday. Hopefully. Who knows? It's a schedule. It's a plan. Things can change. That's it, really. So I hope you enjoyed the review, the retrospective, and the planning. Oh, and one last thing about the planning. We are ending the current phase of 15.2 miles a day. When I get into, I think it's called North Adams on Tuesday. And after the zero on Wednesday, we began a new phase for 200 miles that only will require us to do 13.2 miles a day. So anyways, that is it. That's what I wanted to say. I hope you guys are having a great week, or starting to have a great week, and I will check you guys out in the daily videos.